crowd will now troop.
Other reason. I will report criminal activity, corruption and misconduct to the appropriate authority. I will strive
to the Chief of the SA Army, Lieutenant General Kim Bata, members on parade, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Allow me also to acknowledge in our presence members from diverse cultures and religions who are in our midst, as I'll be sharing with you from the Christian Bible. We read the book of Matthew 25, verse 21, which reads, I quote, "And the master said to him, well done, good and faithful servant." Close quote. Being part of the entire collective of the Pride, we always have to display courage, diligence, and discipline. Your commitment has paid off. Your faithfulness speaks volume. Therefore, well done, and continue to serve your country. For you came, you saw, and you conquered. Let us pray. Bless this parade of God, we ask. Amen.
Chief of the South African Army, Lieutenant General L. Kimbata, is now requested to inspect the parade. The parades will now march past in column of platoons. Spectators are reminded to stand, and military spectators must salute the unit colors when past your immediate front. The parade will now advance in review order.
Parade to the front in review order. Warrior Center, big march. General salute. Present arms.
Open order, march! 1 and 2. Recipients, right, this! 1! 1! Recipients, stand! Stand! At this!
Trophies will now be awarded to the top achievers of the Officer Formative course. We now request Lieutenant General L.K. Mbata to step forward and present the trophies. General Mbata. Fittest male, the trophy is awarded to 05056247 PB COMC Mkonza, CO Mkonza. Fittest female learner, the trophy is awarded to 05039078 MC COSP Kuzwayo, CO Kuzwayo. Best shortist, the trophy is awarded to 06028534 MC COKF Ndaba, CO Ndaba. Learner. The trophy is awarded to 05039078 NC Second Lieutenant SP Kuzwayo. Second Lieutenant Kuzwayo. Best Academic Learner. The trophy and the cash prize sponsored by South African Army Foundation are awarded to 04039111 NC COMS Ramuka. CO Ramuka. Practical Learner. The trophy and the cash prize sponsored by South African Army Foundation are awarded to 08458267 MI COMD Muhupi. CO Muhupi. Best Overall Learner. The trophy is awarded to 09023664 MC COJM Apolis. CO Apolis. Second Best Overall Learner. The trophy and the cash prize sponsored by South African Army Foundation are awarded to 00145052 MC COA Mlau. CO Mlau.
namafenele.
Best overall learner. The trophy and the cash prize sponsored by South African Army Foundation are awarded to 04039111 MC Second Lieutenant MS Ramutla. Lieutenant Ramutla. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the trophy ceremony. You may now applaud the recipients. Chief of the South African Army, Lieutenant General L. Kimbata, will now deliver his address.
Allow me to start this morning by acknowledging the mayor. Allow me also to acknowledge the Deputy Chief Army, Major General John Toys, Chief Director SA Army Force Preparation, Major General Dube, Chief Director for Structure, Major General Struble, GOC Infantry Formation, General Moabo, the GOC Support Formation in absentia, General Nyangasia, members of the Army Command Council, members of the Army Council, the General Staff in attendance, the SA Army Chaplain, Chaplain Tau, the Officer Commanding of SA Army Gymnasium, Colonel Naidu, the officers, the chaplains, the senior officers including junior officers, the SA Army Warrant Officer, Senior Chief Warrant Officer Tladi, SA Army Training Formation Sergeant Major, Chief Warrant Officer Chloe Butler, members of the CASIM, the RSM of SA Army Gymnasium, Master Warrant Officer Ngwenye,
RSMs present, warrant officers, senior and junior NCOs. Allow me also to acknowledge the mayoral committee for safety and for services and safety, Councillor Tulani Mashinini, the COO of Heidelberg Hospital, Dr. Mlatlegi. Allow me also to say to the doctor, happy birthday. The Traffic and Public Safety Officer, Mr. Makubu. Ladies and gentlemen, members on parade, allow me to say to all of you good morning. Members on parade, allow me to say to all of you good morning. That's it. Thank you. Our first democratically elected president, our first commander-in-chief, our renowned global icon, the late and the great Tata Nelson Rolihlahla Matiba Mandela, whose visionary leadership helped to bring about a new era of democracy and equality in South Africa, wisely said, open quotes, the greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but rising every time we fall, close quotes. Today marks a momentous occasion as we gather to celebrate the culmination of months of dedication and perseverance, honoring the resilience and determination of our graduating officers. After months of rigorous training, these exceptional individuals have proven themselves capable of overcoming obstacles and achieving greatness. As we welcome you to the Officer Corps of the Pride of Lions, allow me to express on behalf of the collective leadership of the Pride, the Army Command Council, and all members of the Pride, my deepest and heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to be celebrating this historical milestone achieved with you today. We recognize the late nights, the early mornings, and the sacrifices made by our new batch of officers. Your perseverance has been remarkable, and your dedication to a personal growth and development is inspiring. You have faced obstacles, overcome setbacks, and emerged stronger, more resilient, and more confident. Through this course, you have developed into exceptional leaders, demonstrating academic excellence, teamwork, and commitment to serving our glorious organization with integrity. Your transformation is a testament to the power of hard work, determination, and collective support. We celebrate achievements, knowing that you will have a lasting impact on your careers, on your communities. As you embark on the next chapter, draw upon lessons learned, friendship forged, resilience developed. Continue to inspire others, create positive change, and lead with character and courage and compassion. Remember that leadership is not about titles, but about empowering others, fostering growth, and driving progress. Congratulations to the 169 members, 84 being female and 85 being males. We have successfully completed the learning program. They have reached the culmination of their first phase of training as members of the time-honored Corps of Officers in the South African Army military ecosystem. And we expect from them a steadfast commitment to patriotically serve and lead men and women in uniform in the South African National Defence Force. It is quite impressive to know that the theoretical modules were reinforced with physical training sessions, assessments, and multi-dimensional tactical exercises, culminating in an integrating practical exercise that put their skills to test. The course's comprehensive approach ensured that learners develop a well-rounded set of skills, preparing them for real-world scenarios as officers. As part of exercise Vuguhlome the Fourth, the South African Army's annual flagship exercise, they were exposed to scenarios depicting typical war scenes. Martin Luther King Jr. had the following to say on our education, open quotes: "The function of education is to teach one to think critically," close quotes. His views on education emphasized the importance of critical thinking and moral development. He believed that education should teach individuals to think intensively and to think critically. As graduate officers, I encourage you to become change agents, leveraging your education to serve the South African Army, the South African National Defence Force, our brother communities, and the continent, including the global community. This year's course stands out for its accredited and verified qualification from SACETA, a significant advantage for learners. Given the complex contemporary battle space the South African Army operates in, which is likely to persist, it is crucial that future leaders receive comprehensive training. The foundation laid here will require additional training and practical exposure to equip them for challenging decision-making tasks ahead. As you embark on this journey of officership, remember that discipline is the foundation of military excellence. It is essential to balance innovation with tradition, ensuring that new ideas are aligned with the South African National Defence Force values and principles. As leaders of the South African Army, you will be tasked not only diligently guiding your subordinates, but also serving as expert advisors to multilateral peace officials and ambassadors of our nation. In today's complex security landscape, the military requires more than just technical expertise. We need leaders and commanders who possesses sound judgment, wisdom, and exceptional reasoning capabilities. Your roles will extend beyond traditional military responsibilities, demanding a unique blend of strategic thinking, cultural sensitivity, and diplomatic acumen. To navigate the intricate African battle space, one must broaden their knowledge. This complex environment is characterized by rapidly changing operational theaters, requiring leaders to be adaptable and well-informed. Effective leadership in this context is built on three foundational pillars: military training, operational exposure, and tertiary education. Military historians agree that these cornerstones are essential for developing leaders who can thrive in dynamic, high-pressure situations. In light of the revolutionary in military affairs within this information age, coupled with various forces of globalization and the need for military commanders to fully grasp the environment and conditions under which they operate, the requirement for tertiary qualification cannot be overemphasized. In this regard, the readily available military academy, which is affiliated with the University of Stellenbosch Faculty of Military Science, provides grand opportunities to all members of the South African National Defence Force to further their tertiary studies in a variety of well-balanced hybrid academic programs that are tailored to prepare African military practitioners. The programs are offered either by means of distance learning or on a full-time basis. Alternatively, one can also enroll at any accredited institution of choice that offers equivalent qualifications and studies at state expense. A system which facilitates this approach is already in place. Information in regard to access to these opportunities is available at your HR offices in all structures of the South African National Defence Force. Guided by the mandate of the South African Army, being to prepare and provide combat-ready landward forces to achieve joint operations, as commanded by the Commander of the Armed Forces, General Rujwani Mapranya, and most importantly, owing to our geostrategic, political, geographical, and economic position, the importance of operational exposure is indeed crucial in shaping military leaders. And the South African Army has taken significant steps to provide its soldiers with hands-on experience. Our annual flagship exercise Vubukhema IV, held at the Combat Training Center, is a prime example of this effort. The integrated joint combined operational exercise is designed to prepare our soldiers for a wide range of military operations, whilst also fostering interoperational ability within the framework of the SADC Rapid Deployment Brigade, the African Standby Force, and the United Nations Standby Systems. Once again, congratulations to our graduates. Your dedication has earned you this moment. Carry the spirit of excellence, integrity, and service with you. As you go forth, May your paths be illuminated with wisdom, courage, and success. Farewell, and may your impact be felt for generations to come. We expect addition to our arsenal, a youthful, technologically savvy force, rejuvenated and able to add a modern generation of well-researched best practices. In line with our theme of the SA Army for this financial year, that is 25-26, modernization through strategic brilliance and accountability in restoring the dignity of the South African Army to its rightful glory. We must also take cognizance of the fact that as much as we expect new ways of doing things from you, we will still remain unwavering in our demand for you to adhere to strict military discipline. As officers, discipline must always be a watchword and help you to inspire others to follow your lead. Planting the correct seed. From now on, let us uphold and live our lives as respected military officers by ensuring that we uphold and enforce the values of officership at all times. Cut your belly cord from being an NCO. As from today, you are no more an NCO. Live your life as an officer with officers and be the exemplary leader to your men and women under your command. Let us display pride, discipline, and professionalism at all times as you commence with your meaningful contribution towards sustaining and building a viable military ecosystem of your generation. I must emphasize on this point, cut your belly cord. You are no more an NCO. Be with the officers. Think and behave like an officer. Display excellence at all times. There is something disturbing that I came across here, and I believe it is in manifold. It is a subject that we are discussing. If we are not going to plant the seed at the right time with you, it is like we are trying to open up a tap from a bucket with holes. And that is not the purpose of this course. You cannot have youngsters as officers. It doesn't matter whether that you have received a shaving pass. The only thing that the shaving pass is doing to you, it is saying trim that hair to be neat. At a small level, to be neat. Because as soldiers, and the work that you are going to lead with for people under your command, they will be looking up to you. Your integrity is of utmost importance. We cannot compromise, for tomorrow is awaiting us. Let us be the leader that encourages change. Let us be the leader that is an all-rounder. You cannot have officers who, when they go through a course, there are certain things they cannot do. But at the end of the course, they want to be like everybody. These are standards that we all have to guard against if we want to ensure that we remain a professional force. For our reality, it's real. The South African situation is real. The geopolitical situation globally is real. The geographical position of South Africa is real. Everybody globally wants to be attached to South Africa. And those that we are not attached to, they become angry. Because our position is very simple. We relate to who we relate to, and nobody will dictate to us who we must relate to. The operations that our military is involved in demands a new breed of military practitioners who fit the criteria of rapidly deployable expeditionary forces, which will have a direct impact on the required profile of our leadership corps, particularly the junior and middle management officers. We don't say, do as I say, not as I do. Unfortunately, at your level, it's do as I say, do as I do, because you are still very young. It is vitally important that our future officers will not only have to be brave and diligent in leading their subordinates, but will also have to act as expert advisors to multiple peace officials and act as ambassadors of our nation in its entirety. Against this background, it is vitally important for all South African National Defence Force members, particularly the Officers Corps, to expand their knowledge of the diverse African battle space, which is fluid in nature and its rapidly evolving operational theater. As military historians will agree, a typical leader under the conditions will be born out of three-dimensional cornerstones, which includes not only military training, but also exposure and tertiary education. A trend that has been elevated to a basic requirement for officers of modern armies across the globe. My sincere gratitude goes to the GOC, South African Army for Training Formation, Brigadier General Zama in absentia, represented by her Chief of Staff, Colonel Austin, the officer commanding SA Army Gymnasium, Colonel Naidu, and his formidable dean for a mission professionally executed and job well done. Their dedication to shaping the next generation of leaders is truly commendable. As the preceding comments reveal, operational exposure in the forming of military leaders is equally important. Last but not least, allow me to formally thank the families and loved ones for making a difference in the learner's career by supporting them throughout their journey. Your unwavering encouragement and sacrifice were essential in helping these individuals to grow into capable and confident leaders. Your presence here today has indeed contributed to the splendor of this occasion. And I thank you for your participation. To the mayoral committee and all other state departments in attendance, allow me not just to acknowledge you, but to thank you for gracing and blessing this occasion. On behalf of the Chief of the South African National Defence Force and the entire community of officers in our glorious organization, I bid you a hearty welcome to the Officers Corps of the South African National Defence Force. Thank you to all the guests attending the parade. Your presence here is highly appreciated. In conclusions, to all graduates, as you move forward on this noble journey, remember that you are part of a proud tradition of excellence and service. May your time in the South African National Defence Force be marked by growth, learning, and above all, a service to the nation. Once again, congratulations on your achievement. I wish you all the best for your future in the South African National Defence Force. As the festive season is fast approaching, I wish you a happy festive season and a prosperous 2016. God's blessings and strength, I thank you.
The parade will now cheer for the recipients. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the final compliments and the departure of the functionary and his entourage, and remain standing until the podium group has left the parade.
as I become the first one to salute you, how does it feel to be the fittest soldier out of 164 people that you were competing with?
Okay, let me salute back, sir.
Yes, sir.
It feels very great. Competition was tight. It was a large number. There were so many people who were also fit, but I managed to be the first one. It feels great.
Yes, sir.
I won't lie. It feels great.
So as we welcome you in this officer's field, how much are you willing to make an impact in this new platform that you are given?
I think now I'm more than ready to add value in this officer environment and in this organization as a whole. I have things in mind that can be implemented, improved, to improve the standard of the soldiers when it comes to fitness. Like maybe having fitness tests now and then in our units, and then we become honest about the results we send to our respectful formations, and then those who are still lacking when it comes to fitness, they can also improve if we can do this thing very often.
As much as the chief said in his speech, you must not say, do as I say, you must also do as I do. How much more are you looking forward to that in terms of you being as fit as you are? Is it going to be easy? Are you looking forward to it? Are you joyful about it? Or
I'm very joyful because I believe most of the things they are lacking on the ground because the leaders are not actually doing what they preach.
Yes.
If the leaders can lead by example, like when you're talking about fitness, be the one who's going to lead. We understand. Be an example when it comes to fitness. So if now I want to motivate my fellow colleagues, I should take them on the run, like very often, maybe 3 times a week. You understand? Because it's going to be very difficult for me to say them to go to gym while I'm sitting behind the desk.
Yes, sir.
So I should be in front, be in the forefront, and then if I'm fit as I am, they will also be motivated and join me. Will improve the standard.
As we close, what is your secret to your fitness?
Consistent. Gym. Don't rush. Don't quickly wait for the results. Just practice. It will become your habit, and then you will not worry about the results. They will come very often and eventually.
You have proven your worth, and I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
I am the first one to give you something, and I'm very proud of that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lieutenant Ramuka, let me be the first one to salute you.
Thank you.
And to congratulate you also. How does it feel to be the one who made sure that you put consistency in your studies to become the best one in terms of your results and achievements?
It's actually the best feeling ever. I'm really excited. I didn't really, when I was doing it, I didn't think I would come first. But yeah, there was a lot of challenge. The competition was very, very, very high. But hey, Limpopo girl, what's that to do it?
Is it a natural gift, or you have put your worth? You were reading hard, you were studying hard, you were making sure that things are going according?
I actually had to do my best. Remember where I'm standing right now, there were people that believed in me before I can even believe in myself. So me being here, I had to make sure that if it means not sleeping, it's just for that moment, then the rest will see after.
What can you give to? What advice can you give to somebody who wants to be like you, who wants to become exceptional in what they do? Because you have proven a point, you have shown that it's possible, and you are a woman on top of that.
Yes.
What advice can you give to someone out there?
What I can say is that when you want something, go for it. Never doubt yourself. And always know that there's always people that are looking over you to see that I really want to be like that person. You're actually a role model to someone else. And if you really want something, work hard for it. Nothing is impossible. The sky's the limit.
The theme of the SAM is saying modernization through strategic brilliance and accountability in restoring the SA Army to its rightful glory. What are you looking forward to impacting the theme?
Honestly speaking, at this moment, there's a lot in mind. There's a lot in mind. So let's just say, let the work speak for itself.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me be also the last one to salute you now before they give you the salutation.
Thank you, Gopura.
Thank you so much, man.